a epic showdown here as we load into Overgrowth, and let's start off by introducing the blue Terran player in the bottom left corner of Overgrowth. It is Jacobus for Team All Inspiration, getting his race. And in the top right corner of Overgrowth, spawning as well for Team All Inspiration, the pink Zerg player, it is Pisosa. That team kill.
Yeah.
All right, so Jacobus got his race, and we are going to see exactly what he can do. He is a pretty good TBZ player, likes to play incredibly greedy, and then just gets so much units out that it's almost impossible for a Zerg player to deal with.
Yeah, and Pisosa, on the other side of things, he has to be not greedy. He has to take measures to see what race Jacobus spawned as, and I think he's going to be kicking himself when he sees Terran rolled.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there is a little bit of history between these two guys on our team. We are in the middle of an internal tournament. These guys actually ended up in the same group, and Jacobus did win in a best-of-1 as a Terran versus Zerg. So Jacobus got that going for him, and Pisos just now going to get that scout, and he's going to know what to expect here. Going to see the gas as well, probably.
I think he'll assume the gas. That being said, Jacobus has gone gasless before, so this isn't complete information for Pisosa if he remembers the gasless builds that Jacobus has done in the past.
Right. This is going to be a pretty epic matchup between these two players. My two predictions for going out first, facing off in, or sorry, when I say going out, I mean advancing to the round of 16. These two would be my top two predictions here, so we're going to be able to see them face off and hopefully have an awesome match here. Most likely going to go to the late game as well.
Yeah, that's where both of these players I know like to play. Neither player all-ins particularly often. I know Pisosa can do. Jacobus, oh dear. Come on, Pisosa. I saw that. Throwing his drone around everywhere. I know Jacobus, sorry, has claimed to me that he can't really cheese for all-in.
Mm-hmm.
So I imagine we'll be seeing some macro come out of him. The 3CCs, Hellions, double eBay, all of your normal stuff. He likes to max out as fast as possible, as you were alluding to earlier, and then just go from there.
Yeah, he's a fan of the Marine tank play against Zerg, and it works out well for him because he's pretty active with his drops, and his macro is just incredibly good, pumping out up to like 15 Marines at a time sometimes. So really going to be trying to get on that macro train here. No gas coming out of Pisosa, so he's going to be going gasless. He's probably going to be opening up with roaches, most likely.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to have to wait and see, though. There's the potential, I guess, of just straight gasless into Lingbane Miso. It's a little bit old school, but maybe Pisosa will whack it out. But I know he does like the roach opening, so I imagine it will be roaches, as you were alluding to. I mean, still going to have to wait and see, though. Nice micro here.
Yeah, Jacobus picking off all the lings, and Pisosa even made extra. Well, not all of the lings. There's still a few up here to defend a jump up here. But there is a second Reaper coming to help support his buddy, and then that's when he's going to drop the reactor after that Reaper. Getting the command center on the low ground, following up with a third CC quickly here after the factory. So, if anything, Jacobus, I mean, predictable is a pretty bad... It seems to mean like something negative, so I don't really mean it that way. But we all know he likes his late game stuff, so you could say it's predictable. And Pisosa does get the scout off on the third base, and he knows what's up. So if he is going roaches here, he has the potential to do some pretty fast damage with them. But the gases aren't down yet, and they're pretty late for a fast attack.
Yeah, and Pisosa's getting his saturation down first. He's being very greedy with his rounds on two bases. Delaying the gas until around the 550 mark there. I imagine the Roach Warren will come down very shortly. Otherwise, he's just going to die to the Hellions that will show up very soon. The first two are being rallied across the map.
Yeah, and the Reaper getting a full scout, sees no gas in the main, although one is going down now. He's going to come and get the double gas timings here on Pisosa. So he knows roaches are still a ways away. And he knows his Hellions are going to be pretty safe up here to try to do a bit of damage, but the two Queens here are still pretty powerful against Reapers and Hellions. And we do see a third base going down very fast for Pisosa. He's going to greed it out big time here and try to keep up with the Jacobus macro.
Yeah, these two arguably macro titans on our team having the insider knowledge that we do. I don't think there's players that I would argue which are more macro orientated than these two. So this should, I imagine, go to like 4-base versus 4-base situation. I'd be surprised if it didn't.
And I'm really happy to see that because most games so far that we've seen have been really quick.
Yeah. But when we see Jacobus as a macro player, we mean his Terran. I recall
Yes.
that he did all in, I believe, 3 out of 3 games in the previous
That is
series.
true.
But he didn't roll his main race there,
So the Evo chambers are down, the lair is halfway done, the Roach Warren is just about finished as well. These are quite a bit of Hellions. They're actually going to be able to pick off this Queen here. Nice micro from Jacobus. He's going to get some damage on these drones, and there's nothing really out for Pisosa yet. He's got 5 Roaches on the way. Creep spread is getting denied here. And these Lings are just going to melt instantly.
Yeah,
They did save a couple tumors.
Oh, the second scan though, I mean, that's cleaning up all of this creep. There's nothing here to stop this creep from being killed. That is so annoying. From a Zerg point of view, I mean, the Roaches are now out to shoo away these Reaper and Hellions, but I mean, there's still 5 Hellions and 1 Reaper. The units lost there for Jacobus is 1 Reaper and 1 Hellion.
Yeah, that's what you call being cost efficient.
Yeah.
And I mean, well, on the other end, he did waste a couple scans getting some of this creep dealt with, which is a good thing, but that's money that he could have.
Yeah.
So I suppose Pisosa can hang his hat on that. But
It's third base. Dude, look at that. Sorry to cut you off, but this lands at the 10-minute mark if you're safe. This third base was here sub 9 minutes, and Pisosa
Yeah.
has no idea that it's here. He's creeping up the other third base, so he thinks he's safe. But, I mean, I think this Overlord might see it. Jacobus actually stimming to try and kill that Overlord.
he does pick it off as well. Pisosa does not see it. All he can do is guess that that's where the third base is. And, I mean, he's got enough... Well, he could have enough Roaches to go and try to do some damage to this third, but the issue is now it's going to be too late. Look at all the production buildings going down for Jacobus now. 4 barracks to follow up the 3 that are already made. We have combat shields coming down. Is Stim finished? Stim is finished. The upgrades are coming down for Jacobus as well, and he's setting himself up incredibly for the mid-game here. I mean, this game may not even go... Well, okay, I'll give Pisosa some credit, but Jacobus is really going to take a lead here, I think.
Yeah, this macro is going to absolutely snowball. That being said, he does have to survive a very scary Roach attack. If you're against a Roach player on this map as a Terran player, you normally want to take the other third base because there's less of an angle to attack from. There's this little choke point, which is so annoying for Roaches to get through, but Jacobus being out in the open like this, there's nothing really here for him. There's 15 Marines and 2 Marauders against 37 Roaches.
Yeah, this is actually going to be pretty scary. Contrary to what I was saying before, a lot of Roaches are here, and oh god, these SCVs and mules are going right through the Roaches and all of them evaporating here. This is going to be scary for Jacobus. He does have the production. Those engineering bays going to go down easily before the upgrades finish.
Oh my
And
god.
here we go. You know what? This is really scary for Jacobus. He's got to pull all the SCVs. He's going to try to stim as best he can. Hellbat's tanking some of the damage here. There's not a lot of Bioforce here, though.
This is so many Roaches for Pisosa. He's still pumping out Roaches behind this. He's got his Hydro S10 done. He's got a 4th base just finishing up, whilst killing up to 25 SCVs so far as well, and there's the good game.
Wow. Okay, so I completely got proven wrong there during that game. I guess Jacobus needed a couple extra minutes. He didn't have any tanks out to defend against all those Roaches, and it was just bam. All of a sudden, the supply just grew and grew for Pisosa, and he took that game arguably pretty easily.
Yeah, Pisosa hit that money moment where, as you were saying in the game, oh, the production's just going down now, but you need a couple of minutes to get the add-ons on that and get all the units start streaming out, and Pisosa hit just as all of those add-ons were finishing up, and that was stellar, that timing.
Yeah, that was a really good good decision here from Pisosa. He also had a 4th base following up. So you know what? I mean, this Jacobus is in a bit of a tough position here, is what I'm trying to say, because that was his best race, I suppose, arguably.
Yeah.
So he got shut down pretty hard, and now he's 1 match away from being pushed into the, I don't even know what that series is called.
The final match.
the final match. Yeah.
Against the winner of the losers, which will be Maverick
Yes.
and Harrow.
The winners, losers, winners match. Or
Yeah.
something. Whatever. I'm just trying to fill time here, to be completely honest, as we go ahead and load this this next matchup. What do we got here? Yeah, Pisos in chat here saying, I saw your third CC, 1-1 roaches can kill that. That's true. Definitely true.
Yeah.
Jacobus really delayed his tank production in that game. I don't know if he really expected that
Are you in a
much
lobby?
of a push. I am. Yeah, we're loading up. I got 3 out of 4 trying to get into the...
You're in the lobby.
No, I'm not. Sorry, I'm in the loading
Okay.
screen. Waiting for party 3 out of 4.
Maybe it's me because I was bugging out earlier. If I just leave, does that work?
Well, now everything broke. So let's cancel.
Everything broke. Did everything... Okay, great. Well, I mean... Something broke.
Yeah, not everything. Sorry, the lobby broke. Let me
Yeah.
get you back in here.
Meanwhile, I'll fix the bracket. I called Harrow a Zerg player.
Oh God. Okay, so the party's trying to load up here. Seems that we have a little bit of a bug happening in game, but I mean we can talk about what we can expect in the future here, depending on what Jacobus rolls in terms of his race. How are you liking Pisos' chances so far?
I reckon Pisosa can take this, to be honest. He had such a clean game one that his follow-up game should be relatively straightforward.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's yeah. No, I actually agree with you, and I wouldn't have agreed with you before the match. I think I would have gave Jacobus the edge there. What is happening with this party? It's just sitting here.
I don't even have an invite, so I'm going to restart StarCraft.
Okay. All right. If I like just get out of the party, I think we can just sort of have everything stop. Oh, now the now the party loaded. Look at that. We found the issue, didn't
It's
we?
me. Yeah, the root cause of everything right now is me. Just I'm breaking all the things. Okay, so we're missing a StarCraft 2. I'll look that one up.
Yeah. So I can probably just stay in the lobby now and just invite you to it once you get back in. Yeah. So Pete Sosa really looking really good so far. This group poised to take a pretty easy
4-0.
2 series. Yeah, and just 4-0 the whole group and move out. Now we can't count Jacobus out yet though. I've seen his PVZ build is dirty. It's incredibly refined and can do a ton of damage. So if he rolls Protoss, he has that going for him. If he rolls Terran again, he can adjust properly. And if he rolls Zerg, then I have no idea. I'm assuming he would probably lose that one.
Well, we'll have to wait and see. We can't write him off just yet. I mean, he's got 2 maps. I'm gonna join the lobby, join the party. Let's make this work this time, please.
Yeah.
Please.
I think this time we can blame StarCraft. There we go. You're here. Let's make us referees. And the teams are all set. Players are ready. Let's get into game number 2 here. This one's going to be on Catalina for the Chobo Star League. And while this is loading up, let's take a quick second to thank some people who are helping us out for the Chobo Star League. Namely, some really awesome coaches who have given us the go-ahead to use them as a prize, basically, for the people who come in first place in their respective races. We have Gemini, who's going to be coaching the top Protoss player, I believe, in the CSL. And we have Tang from Team All In, who is going to be coaching the top Zerg player for a free 1-hour coaching session. Huge thank you to those guys for giving us their time and having a little bit of extra motivation for these players to go and try to win. I believe there's a tiny prize pool in terms of cash. Last I heard it was up to $20. I don't know. I mean, that's there as well. But really, we're just trying to have some fun, competitive matchups here.
Yeah.
As the game is loaded, we're on Catalina in the bottom right corner. It is the blue Terran player once again. Jacobus getting lucky, rolling his main. Currently down 0-1. Needs to step up here. It is Jacobus. And in the top portion of Catalina, spawning for Team All Inspiration as well, the pink Zerg player looking commanding in that last game. It is Pisosa.
Going for that extractor trick drone scout again. He will be scouting the correct way with his drone, not with his overlord, but he'll be able to get that overlord in position for a follow-up scout later on in the game.
Yep. And we're set for another awesome TVZ here. Now, what kind of adjustments would you make as Jacobus here? Because we know he wants to get that third command center done. Um, but we also know, as we just seen, that Pisosa knows how to react to that. So if you still get that third command center down, is there a way to get tanks out faster, maybe, to help defend? Or what? What would you do as Jacobus?
I think we're already seeing that adjustment. You remember I was saying in the previous map that he likes to go gasless sometimes, and as we see here, there's the 12 racks, no gas. So this is old school, and from what I recall, I believe he did this against Pisosa in our internal tournament, but he just went Marine Tank Medevac as if he was playing Wings of Liberty.
Yeah, and I think he uses his barracks on the low ground as like a wall. He's probably going to build a couple more down there to wall off and help defend his natural as well.
Yeah.
That's my guess, anyway.
But in theory, Pisosa should be aware of this, so...
Well, yeah, I mean, in theory, his drone is moving all around the main of Jacobus, and he knows there's no gas yet, so he can scout that gasless opening. And he's going gasless himself, again. And we're going to see a somewhat similar game here. The only difference is we're not going to be seeing any Reaper pressure.
Yeah, it's so nice not having Reaper pressure, though, isn't it? I mean, you could just throw down the third hatch, like... You could throw it down now, even, if you wanted to.
If Pisosa wants to kind of take a flyer on expecting there to be an expansion here from Jacobus, which there is going to be based on this SCV waiting in the natural here. Stealing the gas, too, just being a little bit annoying. I suppose after a gasless opening as Terran, once you drop your command center, you get double gas, don't you? So this sort of stops you from doing that.
There's a few different trees branching off from here. You can have the third command center, you can have the 2 extra barracks, or you can have the double gas. Normally you get all 3 of those eventually, but it's the question of what do you want to get first. So if you get the double gas first, you normally opt for fast tech like Seed Tanks or Banshees. If you get the third CC first, you want to be very economic and a little bit more defensive, and you can also get the 2 barracks faster to get some pressure going. Wow, this Marine is moonwalking. Goodness, did you see that?
No, I missed it. But we do have the double gas going down here for Jacobus, and he's going to start throwing down probably a couple barracks, because he's got like 400 minerals, and he needs to start spending that. Or a third command center. Okay, well, that's something you can spend 400 minerals on. Once again, where's Pisosa's Overlord? It's actually not in position to scout this. So it's, I mean, he might get away with it, but Pisosa might just expect Jacobus to be doing this again.
He might do. I mean, we'll have to just wait and see, I suppose. But this is so greedy from Jacobus. He has 1 barracks, and it's approaching the 530 mark, and he's not even making Marines out of this barracks. That's how greedy he is right now. He's saying, yep, it's more important for me to make SCVs. He's probably going to have the factory coming down soon with this gas bank he's making. These 4 lings might actually be a bit of a nuisance.
Yeah, I'm a little concerned for Jacobus here. Going up with that gas. Okay, there we go. It looked like he wanted some sort of timing to get the reactor down and the factory at the same time, so that's why he was delaying the factory. But he's going to be able to move on from here. It's just a matter of whether or not he can survive, because we do have the gas is going down for Pisosa. The Roach Warren has started, and I'm sure we're going to see an Evo Chamber or 2 go down as well in a minute.
It might just be a straight Roach timing, because he's assuming the third command center is there. I mean, he was saying in the party chat earlier that he likes just to punish that third CC, so maybe we'll see a different variant here, just pummeling the front with speedless roaches. He's hit saturation, so I mean, what else? This money has to go somewhere, right? And it's not in a third hatchery.
Yeah, good point there. Jacobus getting a second factory here, so he's going to try to get tanks out faster and defend this 3cc opening. So I do like the adjustment here.
That's a second factory.
Yeah, didn't I say that?
A
third factory.
Wow.
He's getting a third factory. He's going mech.
What?
Wow, I've never seen a mech before. So, well, mech is pretty good against roaches, especially when you're going to get 2 factories with tech labs punching out tanks here. So
yeah, I mean, I guess that's his response to being Roach all-in in the previous game, or Roach timinged, I guess.
Yeah,
I'm just going to make tanks from like the 7-minute mark. But these tanks are actually going to get a lot of use out of them very, very soon.
Yeah, and the good thing for Jacobus is actually Pisosa skipped the upgrade, so his roaches are going to be easier to kill. You know, it doesn't matter that there's really more of them because the splash damage is good. So we're going to have a lot of tanks coming out. Now, the Hellions aren't going to be too effective here, but the Wallen is done. The bunker is up. Now, these roaches are moving across the map right now, so these tanks need to get in position. Looks like there's going to be one in position. SUVs are probably going to have to be pulled here for some repair. He's got to siege up that tank as well. He does have a Marine here, but it looks like it's a little bit over to the left. I don't know if he's spotting these roaches yet.
Yeah, he's seen them now.
Okay, tank is sieged up. He's going to get ready for this defense. A lot of depots are probably going to go down. Or not.
Pisos is not even trying. Oh, he's dilly-dallied on the ramp there. He's taken so many free siege tank shots, but that's a lot of roaches still. SCVs
yeah, he's got to protect his tank. Yeah, there's going to be SCVs pulled, most likely. There's a tank on the high ground, 2 tanks on the high ground. Eventually, like, this is not going to kill Jacobus, no way. He did lose a tank, which is a bit unfortunate for him. And actually, the roaches are just moving out of tank range, so that's annoying for Jacobus. These roaches are going to get quite a bit done here. And it looks like a tank is going to be moving down and moving around a little bit. It's going to siege up. These SCVs are going to try to escape.
Those SCVs really needed to be pulled earlier, though. I mean, that's 12 SCVs going down already.
Yeah, it was a little bit of an awkward hold here for Jacobus. I mean, he's not going to die, but he did lose, as you said, 12 SCVs there, and he's behind in the worker count. But he has 3 command centers. Pisosa only is just finishing up his 3rd base now. Evo chambers are only going down now. We're going to see some blue flame.
Here's a question for you.
Okay.
I think Pisosa still thinks this is potentially a bio play, because he's seen a few Hellions, which is what you normally make, and then the tanks are maybe reactionary, but with this amount of Hellions doing a run-by here as well, oh my god, this counterattack is so brutal.
Yeah, that is so many Hellions getting in here, and this is one of my favorite things to see in a StarCraft game, is Hellions roasting drones. As a former Zerg player, it's pretty... hurts me a little bit to say that, but it's such a cool animation to watch them all burn. So, 17 drones going down here. He's forcing all sorts of splits all over the place, really taxing Pisos' multitasking skills.
Yeah.
And, yeah, I mean, he tore stuff up there, and he's now only 3 workers behind. Did he get a scout on a Spire? I think he did.
Let me check. He did. He saw the Baning Nest, he saw the 2 Evos, the Roachborn, and the Spire. And on the subject of scouting, Jacobus chose to do that Hellion run-by before Blue Flame finished. So that's hindering his potential damage, but also maybe keeping Pisosa in the dark a little bit.
Yeah, actually, that's a really good point. I don't know if that was intentional, because Blue Flame, he could have killed so many more workers with it. But he scouted the Spire, so he's getting turrets in position, and he's got 2 factories ready to go to start pumping out Thors. Double Thor production is pretty good. And I mean, from here, he can switch into Hellion Thor, which is an amazing composition I'm learning as a mech player versus Zerg.
Yeah, it's pretty nice, especially with the little transformation into Hellbats, but Pisosa has now realized, oh, okay, you're going mech, so he's got the Infestation Pit coming down. He's opting for the very fast 4th base. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw a 5th base come down soon, to be quite honest.
Yeah, Pisosa always gets thrown up against meching Terrans, and his response is always Swarm Host. Wow, Hellions in the natural, roasting up more drones here. 3 of them going down. That could have been worse.
That was very nearly a lot worse. He decided to pull some drones to fight the Hellions there, and my Zerg heart was having some palpitations there, but luckily for Pisosa, he survives with only 3 lost. And the supplies are pretty much dead even this game, and Pisosa's hit a pretty nasty supply block here, actually, so that's probably why the supplies are more even. So that's allowing Jacobus to really get his production going. 3 more factories coming down. He's got the 1-1 upgrades coming down. So he's going up to 6 factory production on the 3 bases. No starports.
Oh yeah, that's actually that's true. There's no starports on the field. I guess he thinks he doesn't need them. I'd like to see a couple gases go down in the natural here, though, because he's really going to need that gas in order to start making more Thors. But the best thing about playing mech versus Zerg, and when Zerg goes for the current composition, is, I mean, you always have money for Hellions, and Hellions are so good if you're active with them on the map, as we've seen Jacobus is being active. So this is going to turn into a pretty sweet game here. I'm really looking forward to see how this plays out.
Yeah, these Mutas are going to be a little bit annoying here, flying into the main base. I mean, there's 1 turret. There's actually a few turrets here, but there's 1 turret really to cover the mineral line. But actually, this gas geyser is vulnerable, so a few Thors need to come in here, and maybe some extra turrets once this Muta flyby is fended off. And oh my goodness, the Thor is actually blocked.
Oh no, he's going to kill off the gas, and that's really annoying for a mech player. Jacobus is going to try to rebuild that right in front of the Mutas. This is being overly effective here for Pisosa. The Thors can't even get over there.
Do you
The
lift your
turrets.
like command center just to get the Thor out there a little bit quicker? I don't think you do, but the Thor is having to walk all the way around the side here.
Yeah, Pisosa also picked off the engineering bay, which means that if we want more turrets down for Jacobus, then he has to rebuild that too, which is just annoying.
Yeah, meanwhile, on Pisosa's side of things, he's gone up to Hive already. He's got the Ultralisk Cavern coming down. He actually chose to research Baneling speed for whatever reason. Roach speed as well.
What do you think about this Ultra choice? I'm not sure I actually like it, as we see an attack coming here.
Those drones.
15 drones being roasted to death, and this fourth base over here, I think, is pretty much dead.
Oh my goodness, and there's a Hellion run by as well.
They're going to get up into the main. All these drones are in so much trouble here. Are we going to see a transformation or just no? He's just going for kills here. 19 drones now dead. We're probably going to go down. Actually, no, the mutas are pretty good at holding that off. But the fourth base is being shelled here by siege tanks, and this is looking pretty tough for Pisosa. The Ultras are, I mean, Thors are going to really tear apart those Ultras.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing about Ultras is they're really good, but they take a full minute to produce. Well, 55 seconds. It may as well be a minute at this stage, and that's such a long time to sit waiting around. You can't really be like, oh god, there's an army moving out. I'll just make a round of Ultras. Because the army is going to already be there, and as we saw, Jacobus managed to take down the fourth of the Pisosa, or the third base, relatively easily there. And now he's getting a few roaches here as well. I think Pisosa really needs to be doing a few counterattacks, because this mech army is so slow.
Well, Pisosa was trying. Those roaches were in that position because they were moving around for a counterattack, but Jacobus hit him with a money scan and saw them going that way, so he had tanks in position anyway. Here come the Ultras. They're going to get a little bit of damage done here. The Thors are actually focusing mutas right now, so that's actually pretty good for Pisosa. This is a pretty awkward surround here, and actually, this is cleaning up the mech army. Oh my god.
Yeah, that was a very cost-efficient mech army, though. I mean, unsieged, it's still basically traded for this army, but what does Jacobus have left unit-wise? He has 2 tanks, a Thor, and a few Hellbats, so, I mean, this counterattack from Pisosa is going to be absolutely brutal.
Yeah, he's getting up 3 more Thors. The Thors are going to be really good against these Ultras. As we see here, the one from the high ground is just tearing up one of the Ultras here. But Ultras coming in, cleaning up some missile turrets. The tanks are unsieged. For the moment, these Ultras are going to kind of just do whatever they want. Finally, some extra Thors coming out here. But the engineering bay is blocking them. Oh my god, they cannot get out of the base. They are stuck there.
They're somehow within range.
Yeah, they are in range here, and oh my god, this is so tense for Jacobus. The Ultras are doing a lot of damage, and there's more coming in.
He has to just kill that engineering bay. He's lifted up that factory. He's going to lift up the other one, I think, as well. Yeah, he's going to kill the engineering bay, but there's still a few Ultralists left loose in the natural here, and if they get to the SCV line, that's going to be so many dead SCVs. Oh my god.
Yeah, this is just this is getting worse and worse for Jacobus. And on the other side of the map here, there are bases all over the place for Pisosa. He like double expanded behind that. It was scouted by Jacobus, but he wasn't able to really do anything about it. And now he's resuming attacking the engineering bay once again. And we have a Broodlord transition in the mix here.
Yeah. I mean, this game is basically why some Terrans are so anal about building. You can get units stuck very easily, especially the factory units. And
yeah,
I wonder if those Thors were out on the low ground. Maybe Jacobus holds his natural much easier. But I mean, he's down in workers now. He's down on army. It's going to take him so long to rebuild that army. He's been missing gas in his natural from losing those SCVs. He's lost a gas geyser in the third, and he's never had a fourth base.
And Pisosa coming for another attack here on the third base. Tanks are sieged up, and even these command centers are awkwardly placed for the Thors to move into position here. So, I mean, Pisosa at this stage, he can back up, he can max out, and then attack either the third base again or swing around. I mean, everyone, well, I guess maybe not everyone knows, but one of the main things you do against a mech army is attack where he's not, because these Thors are powerful, but they're slow. And clunky as well, as we're seeing, so you might even manage to get them caught somewhere.
Yeah, these Hellions, though, they're not slow, but they are, oh my god, they're just... that was a close call
right
there.
by.
Wow, that's a movie scene and a half. They're going to go straight for the drone lines in these extra bases. But there's how many drones are there here? There's actually a fair few drones here. Oh my goodness, and there's a drone transfer as well. So there's a full 15 or so drones in this fourth base, and Pisosa has to pull what is apparently his entire army, including Ultralists, to deal with some cards.
Yeah, we see a couple starports going down for Jacobus, and he hasn't scouted out the Greater Spire yet, but I think he sort of senses the transition coming here for Pisos. Oh, maybe he saw
He saw the Corruptors, I believe.
Yeah.
So at the very least, he's... I mean, Jacobus can say, well, I don't have anything that's up, so you don't need Corruptors, right? So there's got to be a reason for the Corruptors, and that is the Broodlord transition. And what does Jacobus really have? I mean, he's making 3 tanks. You really want to be making Thors right now, I think.
And Vikings, but he doesn't have a lot of gas. He's actually opted for the reactors on the starport first, and I think that's really going to hurt him here because he's not going to be able to get the Vikings out in time.
Yeah.
He can't even build 4 Vikings at a time.
He needs the Vikings now and not later. These Vikings, they were the right idea, but I think they're a little bit too late, and these Thors really need to start transforming as well so they can start fighting the Broodlords a little bit more cost-effectively. The Hellbats are really helpful against the Broodlings, but the initial damage from the Broodling strike is doing so much damage that that's actually enough, really.
Yeah, and behind this, I mean, Pisos has got his Ultras and Roaches just sitting back, just waiting. Like, alright, Broods, you do what you can. I mean, if you can just win the game for me, then cool. If not, then we can move in, as they seem to be thinking about doing right now.
Yeah. I mean, it's 4 Vikings are coming out now for Jacobus, but Pisosa is already prepared for that. He's making some more Corruptors as well. I believe he's still got the Hydralisk Den somewhere.
Third base is lifting off. Yeah, this game is it's falling apart here for Jacobus. He's got literally, well, not literally, but very little mining going on right now. Now he's got pretty much none. Vikings are going to do some damage to the Broodlords, but there's enough Corruptors to deal with them anyway. And in come the Ultras, and there's the GG from Jacobus, and P. Sosa is looking really good, and he's going to go ahead and advance to the round of 16. I wouldn't say that last game was easy for him. Not at all, actually. Jacobus really did a good job forcing pressure on him, but, I mean, he did 4-0 the whole group, so there you go. P. Sosa, congratulations, man. You move on to the round of 16, and Jacobus is going to play in the final match of the night against the winner of our next match.